Hey, what's up, y'all? This is another sports edition, third segment. I got Brandon on here.
What's up, y'all? Welcome back.
All right. First and foremost, let me ask this question. With this bubble and everything going on, when people started to boycott and didn't boycott due to racial injustice, what do you think about that?
I think about that. I think the players who took the boycott, they are vote their tremendous amount of praise for doing what they do during this time, trying to play for a championship. And NBA players, that's a big help out to the black community, for Black Lives Matter, and everything that stands for that. It's a huge help, and I believe that's very much encourageable to them for that. I believe that, and also, yeah, and you see the NFL, they're taking a stand too. How they're able to see it on Twitter, they're talking about us in there with the black hands standing off. I hope some of them are boycotting, some of them are not, but it is a huge help for the black community. I believe they deserve a lot of coach for us.
Okay, well, I got kind of turned off because of the season. It's just that they playing good. I'll say that much, but it's just not the same the way I look at it.
Yeah, because I believe some players are not giving them all because due to the fact that they were taken, if you remember, from March, everybody, all the sports people, they were boycotting the racial injustice in this world. They were giving all their energy to that. But going to the bubble, the NBA players, they had to go switch to Atlanta for leave their families, leave everything behind. That's a different kind of energy being by themselves. I
True.
mean, by the teammates. I mean, they do love their teammates, but they got also a lot of stuff to think about. They got another life to think about outside the NBA world once they go back. Say how the Dallas Mavericks are eliminated, how they're going to adjust back to normal life, like a Portland Trailblazers, how they're going to adjust back to a normal life, and all of that. So in NBA bubble, they have protection, but it's still not the protection from the outside world. How will these NBA players adjust? And they do have a big platform using the NBA. They can use and help them grow their brand or help the black community grow. But I believe they excuse me, that they will. They have a good platform. But I believe that how they're speaking on it and how they're throwing it, it's good. And also as well, getting back to the point, the players are not playing as hard because remember seeing all the playing games, it was all them close. Now, not so much anymore. Players look like they're giving up
Well,
on the team.
I can say I see that, and also a lot of head coaches they dropping like flies now.
Oh yes, yes. Especially the late Georgetown coach. Honestly,
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. That him, and then a lot of head coaches getting fired.
but yeah,
Well, I can
uh,
think of what is it, two?
yeah. Nate McMillan, but Indiana. I don't believe he should have been fired. He should be getting one more chance. You think about how how the past three seasons go. They had made it all the playoffs, all the seasons, but they were missing one key player each time. They're missing maybe they're missing the Oladipo. They were missing Miles Turner, Jeremy Lamb, in all the series. If you forget, they took Cleveland Cavaliers to a 7-game series when they were healthy. They could have done a lot of damage, but they were never healthy. You can never see what they did when they are healthy.
Yeah, and then honorable mention, Cliff Robinson, he passed.
So, Cliff
Uh,
Robinson, great trailblazer.
yes, he was a legend.
Makes
Um,
sense though.
all right, so how many games are left? Who do you root for? Who do you think you're gonna win?
Who I think is gonna win? I think gonna win is the Clippers best of death because they got the most. I would say the most defense and the most offense that they needed. Through those couple games against the Mavericks, they're just shot bad. But if they shoot regular against any other team, they will make it. They will beat any team, given East or West, even the Lakers. Look at what happened just one game with the Portland Trailblazers. They got, they lost it. They lost against the Portland Trailblazers. They couldn't defend the open three. If a guard can shoot against them, they will be trouble. And what happened with the Clippers, if they play the Lakers, they have some shooting, they got defense, and they got two guys who can lock you down and score on you.
Yeah.
Lakers don't have that.
So, what do you think the season would have been if it would have been normal or whatever? I mean, minus the COVID.
Minus COVID,
I think the seeds would have been very different.
I think the season would have been different. I believe so. I think we wouldn't seen these games been played all hard until we got to the conference semifinals, second round of the playoff. I believe because the players whoever had the bad season wouldn't play to all these hard teams like you said, New Orleans Pelicans, the Washington Wizards, the Spurs, Grizzlies, all didn't make the playoffs. They wouldn't give it as hard if they did, waiting for an 8 seed in the West, or they did bottom teams. It was just been all blowouts. It wouldn't have been fun to watch leading up to the NBA playoffs. And the first round, I don't know if they would have much energy as they would have the bubble here. Because honestly, we don't know if the season minus COVID, but still we got the pick. How would that go? Would they stop playing like how they did a couple games ago?
All right, what you got? What you got playing? What's in the background?
I got playing in the background right now. Utah, Denver, Game 7.
Oh,
That's in the background.
what is it looking like?
It's looking good right now. Post game, about 11 minutes to go. Denver is leading. There's a lot of defense right now, especially in Game 7. It's all hard. It's all hard to maintain a Game 7 through a series. It will mostly train you everything. You got your soul, everything, series. We understand what many of these NBA athletes go through just for one series.
Yeah,
and I believe never comes out again.
I don't think they generate the money. Definitely don't think they generate the money they would during the normal season.
No, the owners have lost a lot of money within this, and the NBA as well.
And then,
go ahead. And some of the stars, who would have known? They wouldn't be as healthy because you remember a lot of times these stars don't play in the playoffs sometimes. They could have got injured from March to April. Usually there's one big issue usually one time.
Okay. With that being said, this is shorter game. It's a shorter season, and I don't see them celebrating like they would do a normal championship. I'm sorry, like whoever wins, they're gonna look at.
It's like an added risk. I don't know that context of where it got set up, but I believe look at how they're trying to wrap it. Then you look at even worse. Like you really didn't win a fluke championship. Even though it was a hard thing to go through, I believe they deserve the most work to gain a championship, going to the bubble, but I do not think the players will celebrate as much going into next year because that will be a regular season. But this season, it won't be as big a celebration. I don't think we're going to see the parades.
Oh, no, hell no. I would, yeah, you can't. Obviously, it's not going to be no parade.
Yeah, no parades. You know, the ring. I just seen the Kansas City Chiefs. They had to be 6 feet apart from each other just to look at the ring. So how would that come out? But usually on the NBA night, they have everybody come out with the rings. How that works now? Yeah.
But yeah, well, I mean, we'll see. It's interesting to stay tuned. Football season shot. Would you say?
The football season is a maybe because we now only thing playing in college football is SEC and a couple of the independents, I believe. Because an ACC too, that's really not a season. Really, if you look at that, it's a Big Ten, the Pac-12 is out. Those are big schools, got big names as well. And I don't know if the Big 12 is playing. I don't know, but they're still. If you go for a playoff, who's the 4 teams you pick now from the big conferences now? 2 of them not playing. So what's going to happen with that now?
Well, that's the thing, though, too. And like, I mean, colleges though, they not. I mean, they're of course they're going to try to spend money on testing and everything like that, but I think it may affect. So like, I mean, like, what college was it that had so many players that catch COVID?
Catch COVID, I believe the one that catch COVID is the most is Oregon. The last time I heard, in the Pac-12 mostly, and those were the ones who caught COVID. I think well, Oklahoma State had a few players on the staff that caught COVID, but I think that went down. But other than that, it's really not too much. I don't get why they would play the college football season if it's only half a season, and they're talking about Big Ten and Pac-12 play a spring season right before the draft. Because you figure these kids are gonna get ready for the draft too, trying to get drafted in the NFL.
True.
So even if they do play, will they give it their all? Will they do anything?
Hell no, I don't think so. I mean, for one, I thought they deserved more during their season, stuff like that. Like, if people make money off of I think they deserve some type of percentage because they're not allowed to work
Yes.
or
Yes.
stuff like that. So I mean, they gave them a little, I mean, if you, for example, if you play a video game, a college football video game, they use their images and like, right?
Mhm.
But it's not exactly fair for them not to get any share from it because if it was a professional team, they would
Yes.
get they would get paid for it. So so with the COVID going to happen and everything, I think they definitely put a damper on the whole thing. They might, I mean, maybe okay, they don't get paid for it, of course, but all the other factors of being healthy and stuff like that. It's more involved with being healthy now than just your exercise, team training, and stuff like that.
Yes.
Now, literally, you can lose your life for being around in the game. And with that being said,
And
I'm sorry, but Mike Tyson's supposed to fight Roy Jones, right?
Roy Jones. Yes.
How is that supposed to be?
They said an exhibition 12 rounds. I forgot where they're going to hold it, but saying Mike Tyson is in great shape, I believe so. But will it
He's in
look
amazing
even
shape.
good? He's in amazing shape. I'm scared for Roy Jones Jr. by the way, but will he be even good? Because these guys have not fought for I don't know maybe 7 years down the line, longer.
And then
And they're
Roy
in great
Jones,
shape.
that is not even his weight class. I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
it's not. Will it be even? Could they even not go one round without being exhausted? I'm not trying to. Age plays a big part. A big part
Exactly.
in
And then
endurance.
exactly. And then you want to gain weight to be in a fight bracket or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
When you're a certain age, you can gain that weight, but you're not going to shed that off right away. It's going to affect your health, I think.
Yeah.
You think about that?
I don't think. I think they should put it to minimum 3-5 rounds because I'm not trying to see guys by the end of the third round exhausted, breathing heavy, and not punching each other. like
And
like
I
you've
hope,
seen in a few fights
and I
past.
do hope Mike Tyson knows this is an exhibition. I hope he
I
doesn't
do.
go in there in this 80 fashion style and go in there and try to knock the man's head off.
I hope
Actually,
not because
actually, it is. It's in California. They actually have to wear. They actually have to wear headgear.
heck,
Yeah, they
good
have
to
to wear
know.
headgear. Say what?
That's good to know. As
Yeah,
long as they're wearing headgear
it's definitely good.
and one of them don't really hurt each other, that's all that matters. But I just want to see a good fight and all that. But another topic here is UFC has been doing a tremendous job to me. They're the one who started the floodgates, having all these stars fight in random arenas around the world. I'm getting that.
Yeah, and what's the status on them? Like, actually, no one's. I haven't heard anybody from UFC get this.
They're having their champions fight like every other time. Fight night, they're putting back on ESPN Plus. The contenders all fighting. There hasn't been a new champion, I believe, crowned yet, but all the contenders are fighting for a spot. You have a Carl Usman. You have Ilio Anasana. You have George Messendeval. I'm probably pronouncing these names wrong, but these guys are the stars at the moment because Conor McGregor, he's not there anymore. You know, John
Oh,
Bones
really?
Jones, he retired again. Yes, he did.
you know
John
him.
Bones Jones
You know him and Mayweather. That was just rigged, though. That was not fight
was
not supposed to happen at all.
no, not at all.
And he drug it out for the money.
He did.
Yeah, they
He
drug it
did.
out for the money.
Yes,
In
yes,
real
he
life, he
did.
would not stand a fucking chance, and you know that.
No,
You know.
no,
Like,
no, no way. And also John Bones Jones moves to the heavyweight now.
who?
So we'll see. John 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 Jones,
Uh huh.
he's going to the heavyweight class. So we'll see what happens with that.
Yeah. And considering it's so brutal, you
So
have to
brutal.
have people have a bloodlust for fighters and stuff
Mm-hmm.
like that. You want to be there. Like people going crazy during those
Mm-hmm.
fights.
It is tremendous courage and tremendous strength you have to put on a fight like that. To even
Not
go
to
back a
mention,
second time.
not to mention skill. Skill set is something crazy.
It is
I've seen some things. People are very creative,
amazing.
but I've seen people try to be
And then
creative and get knocked out.
oh my goodness. I I can't imagine if the guy has big power or lady might have you is going to the lioness. I forget her name, she's the champion, how she knocked out women as well. So I would not like to go in there with the people with a lot of power. Tremendous to them, learning all the skills in martial arts too. It takes time and practice.
And it's different martial arts too. Like I saw somebody kick somebody and they folded.
Hmm.
Came out of nowhere though. Like how hard is it to guard yourself when they have their stance, their arms up, their guards up, and then you get a kick? That's crazy.
Yeah.
I see that a lot in UFC, which I wasn't too big on it. I watched it, like I watched compilations of knockouts and stuff like that. And then when you're down, it doesn't end there.
No, you're on the ground. It gets worse. It looks ugly.
Yeah,
It's ugly. And that's
like
you have to. Oh, go ahead.
all right. So with that being said, how do you think Michigan looking this year?
Mi- Michigan, I gotta look to the hopefully basketball. They can at least play somewhat in college basketball because football, they're talking about Big Ten coming back, but Big Ten doesn't want to play. So it's getting
Right.
it's ridiculous to see. But I understand the protection of the player, but at the same time, these students want to play, and you rob them of everything else. let the kids play, and they should sign. I believe they should sign a waiver to go play. Anything happening, to time that. At the same time, I think our best bet Michigan basketball or baseball when it comes back to see how these guys learn and if we go back for a quest for NCAA championship.
And did you hear about that player in training camp that snuck the girl into the facility? He actually got dropped.
Oh yeah, yep, that rookie. Oh my goodness, Seahawks rookie.
I was laughing, but at the same time it was sad because they said he actually put them in a uniform, helmet, and everything.
Oh my god. Oh, oh. I understand what he's trying to do, but he could. You got to think business wise, man. That's all I have to say to him. Yeah, not smart. Not smart. You learn. Hopefully,
He
get
must
another chance.
he must have been privileged beforehand to do some shit like that, try to pull some shit out off like that. For the simple fact, like
Almost definitely.
you're in a position to take care of your family and everything. You don't want to mess that up.
No, no.
But you know,
Don't mess that up.
most athletes they get into it, they taking care of a lot of people besides themselves. So
Honestly,
not only
they
is
do.
he let himself down, but the people that were riding together. I'm thinking maybe you think he have a chance of going with another team or
Not this season. Next season, though, because they always they always need practice players. So he needs to prove himself that he can. He won't do it to another team. You got to be professional. We know how the NFL sometimes can be. One time you mess up, that's your only time. So the only person I've seen who had many chances and as gifted is Josh Gordon. That's the only person I've seen in the NFL has seen getting a lot of chances. And hopefully the kid turns it around and he knows he made a mistake and gets another chance come 2021 season with the practice team or with the team.
absolutely. The thing is though too, pastime like sports, it takes a lot. Like the integrity, I admire the integrity in them trying to keep everything considered because my admiration comes from actually die. It's
Yeah.
and we don't know anything about the damn virus pretty much because you can get sick, you die from it, or you can get any sickness. So, I mean, it goes either way.
Only the way meditate for 10 days and then come out and play whatever game, whatever skill set you have and give it your all, still be good. That takes time and preparation. That is very encouraging.
Yeah, definitely. Personal question. How do you plan on reaching people and like what do you plan on doing to further your career with
Further,
sportscasting?
sportscast, one, I'm going to go to schools, see what I can learn in the business aspects of it, so I can reach, so I can know how to reach players, how to talk to them, what they want to do, and also then I'm going to journalism right down, so I can just go maybe to a news anchor and say, hey, it's a good story, can I get that? And also try to look up where else in the world be an intern because these intern places are very helpful to young anchors. So that's my goal to get to be one of the top sportscasters at first because I know it's gonna be a long journey there.
It definitely is. It's definitely going to be a long journey, but it won't be as hard and it won't be as long for the simple fact you actually you have a passion for it. You want to do it. It's not going to be work to you. Once you get to where you need to be, it's going to be like a dream job if there's a such thing.
Oh yes, yes sir. Yeah. talk about my favorite thing. So it's always a pleasure doing.
Well, I was always captivated with the knowledge you have about sports and stuff like that. So that was actually the reason I started this segment. And Terry, he actually told me like, well, what an opportunity, and he actually liked that.
I wish I would think my skill set and mindset. And the most best thing I believe there is in life to, to see all these fans cheering and give people hope just by playing the game. It's just amazing.
It's the good and the bad. You got to take it all as a whole, though, because I remember watching and paying attention and stuff like that. Like you got to be on your. It's work still.
Work.
It's work still. But I think it's actually fit for you. I mean, anything I could do, like a podcast sports episode, we're gonna keep this going as long as we can. And if you finally land that job, don't forget about it. All right?
I won't. Oh, trust me, I'll be coming back to you.
No, I'm saying don't forget about it because I know your potential. But yeah, most definitely though. Like I mean, practice makes perfect. Well, I'll say perfect practice makes perfect, and this is perfect
Yes,
practice.
perfect. Yes,
I
it
mean,
is. Perfect way to get into it. Talking about it and doing it.
yeah,
Any
exactly.
opportunity I can.
But yeah, most definitely, like, it was hard enough me being home to catch games and stuff, and I made myself a promise before COVID, like, I'm gonna have a team. I'm gonna be able to watch. If I have to record it or watch it later, I'll be, back to my normal sports shit. But then this happened, and then I'm not so pleased because sometimes
Uh,
I mistake the highlights from a 2K reel. Not gonna
I,
lie.
I,
Because
I
there's
understand.
there's 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 no crowd or anything. I'm like, oh, is this 2K?
Uh,
I got the joystick, like, ah,
the way the angles look sometimes, yeah, it just
yeah,
be weird when you
definitely.
looking straight out 2K, like, oh my goodness. Or EA sometimes too.
But yeah, definitely. And then this is only the beginning. You're gonna be in touch with me
Oh,
a lot. You're gonna be, and I'm gonna pick your brain. And don't feel any other way than besides pick mine. Because I mean, if that's what you want to do, then that's what you want to do. And I love sports as it is anyway. I get
oh, well, most definitely. I got some research to do, and what's tonight on more athletes and get this started. So, yeah.
and I got a bag
Do
full of goodies too. So I'm still trying to put stuff in order and put stuff together. You won't get a horrible surprise next time. I promise you that. But at the same time, you handled yourself well.
thank
Because
you.
what counts is how you handle yourself under pressure.
Always big players step up and big games. That's all that matters.
And I expected the screen to go dark. Like, where'd he go? What happened? But you muscled through it though, and I admire that. You always had heart. But you know what though?
uh,
Just stay focused and just keep everything up front. You'll go a long way with that though. And like I said, like stay focused, man. Because you
appreciate it.
you are you are a walking information machine. Like literally, like
Uh,
people don't understand
appreciate
that.
it.
But like if I was a betting man, I would take you to Vegas with me. You know the stats. You know the statistics. And I don't know if anybody ever told you
Statistics.
that, but I pay attention. Like, but you know what
Yeah.
though?
Oh yes. Oh, sorry. My thing went dark because phone little
It's all good.
battery life.
It's
But
all good,
yes.
man. I'm just glad it's happening right now for the simple fact that we had so many difficulties and everything, and I gotta get on board with everything, get everything going back up, and giving people what they want for the simple fact. I talk
Yeah.
about everything
Thank
under
you.
the sun, and if I'm gonna talk about sports, I want to get somebody knowledgeable know,
Hey,
I work a lot, so I'm not able to catch those games.
oh yes, I can I somehow some way be able to catch it anytime, anywhere. And well, this is one question I gotta ask. Do you think coming off the COVID, whenever it does, do you think sports will be bigger or will it mean less going into
It will
2021?
it will be definitely bigger if we got better leadership with everything we doing, the precautions and everything, because COVID should be like maybe biting at our feet, like something like less than just flowing
Mhm.
and making everybody sick and everything. And like they saying like 300,000 deaths by the end of this year. That is horrific.
That is scary.
And then, but at the same time, you gotta know, can't nobody catch the cold, can't nobody catch the flu, can't nobody catch a heart attack or anything because it's all COVID related. That's what they're gonna say. They're gonna say that
Yep.
so they can get that some type of money or something like COVID. And
That's,
hug your family because nurses are there. They're the front line of all this bullshit.
I respect what they do. There's no doubt.
Yeah, like
They are amazing. They have to get checked almost every day because my mom works in there
exactly,
in
and
that
like man,
system.
and then
Yeah,
and they deal with all that on top of being a stressful job, and then
that's-
they got kids they come home to. You know what I'm saying?
and
And
they
they don't
don't.
want to.
Yes, I'm sorry. So, yeah. But that is it's so stressful. And you think too, these kids, they don't know what these kids being going on too. The kids could have went outside and caught somebody else too.
Right, right. And then this thing on my daughter said she's doing school in the house for the simple fact we saw what happened when people went out in gatherings. So imagine children with a lesser immune system going out and being around each other. Children are gonna get sick anyway, being in school, being around these kids. So children
Anyway,
are,
yeah.
no offense, but children they carry germs. So hey,
Very turns and just touch. And sometimes they don't like to wash their hands. And you don't know it.
and this is at the point
Yeah,
where we teach them they're learning to. So that's
yeah.
where like and it builds your immune system. But I wouldn't want to test it on my child. I wouldn't want to
No,
test
I wouldn't.
like maybe
No.
a cold or something. And with my child, every year it never fails. They get sick when they start school.
It's disheartening to see. Hope, hopefully, it keeps them to the adults, and hopefully, it fades away.
But I want to actually set you up with something where you can actually have something to your advantage though, because sports is you. I'm not gonna lie to you. Sports is you.
Mhm.
I want to show you how to get something together with you going where you can because the people you talk to obviously know about sports, right?
Yes, we do.
You would be the guru of your own plateau
Okay, so,
because
wow.
you actually pay attention. You actually pay attention. Me, I got everything going on under the sun. You know that.
Hmm.
But if I have any question about sports or anything, right there, yeah, like that. Listen.
Yeah.
So instead of me just like pretty much like okay, this time you go on, you on. You need to actually put your foot in the door. I opened it for you, but put your foot in the door and actually start something, and actually let them know you're there. We're gonna keep this going. It's not the time now, but when it's the time, I'll definitely let you know, and I'll definitely show you how to do it because I'm still learning at this point in time right now too.
I appreciate it. That day comes, it would
But
be
it'd be wrong
best
for me
thing.
to hold you back, and I always told you that. It'd be wrong of me to hold you back.
Oh man, I'm just going one day at a time, and when that day comes, It'd be terrific to do.
It's gonna be great. I heard you talk shit before, so it's gonna be great.
Yes.
It's definitely gonna be great. You know what I'm saying? But you're a great person. You're very rare, and your knowledge is impeccable. I'm gonna end this one on this note, though. Look, next week I want to go for Tuesday. You know, if you're working Tuesday.
Okay. Yes, I work it at night. I can do. Yep, I do that night. I can come off, but I don't know what time I get off.
All right. Well,
I work all day night. We'll figure it out. Don't worry,
yeah.
I'll be back.
Yeah, we're gonna have to, man. Look at what all we've been through trying to figure this shit out, man. I've been through hell and back trying to figure this shit out.
Oh my goodness. Topsy-turvy, whatever it is. But yeah, crazy.
Yeah.
So I'm glad to be back and do this again.
Always. You're gonna be back again, then you're gonna invite me on your show. You better.
Oh, I will. If I have my own show, I will.
Because I'm trying to get to the point to where I can live my life and enjoy my life and, like enjoy sports and stuff as well. But right now, this is it. And also, though, good looking out. And I'll be in touch. And I'll hit you up with this as soon as it's done uploading.
All right. Thank you, People Podcast. Mr. Copes out.
All right.